Let me tell y'all about the time my boy Chris had a seizure while we was breaking into a house. Okay, so we had met at the program because we used to go to this program every day. It was called a jazz program where they take juveniles when you done got in trouble. Then Chris was like, meet me on 9th Street after the program. I said, okay. So I'm like in my mind, who Chris know on 9th Street? Because on 9th Street in St. Petersburg, that's where all the business go down. You feel me? So he wanted me to meet him at the little store on the corner on 9th Street. Y'all know what I'm talking about, whoever stay in St. Petersburg. So when I met him, you know, he was hanging around this dude, and I ain't gonna call his name, but this dude, he's a big time, like, not big, but he's a known drug dealer. Chris come to the car, he got the shades on and everything, so he get in the car, I look over there at him, I say, what this kid got going on? But I ain't questioning. Maybe he trying to be, black or something like that, because, he a white boy, and he try to act black like us. So, bam. We driving down the road, so we get to the house. The house is on the beach now. We have been planning to break in this house for a while. So we get to the house. I go upstairs, he go downstairs. So we doing our thing. So I'm just just stashing, So, I'm slamming doors and everything, and I don't hear nobody in the house but me. So I'm like, hey, boy, you all right down there? I ain't hear nobody talking. So I run back downstairs, get downstairs, look around. I'm coming out of the master bedroom. Chris in another bedroom, but he downstairs. He's like laying across the bed a little bit. So I look at him. I say, boy, you all right? So he was like, man, I don't feel good. So I was like, dang, man, dang. So now he popping sweat, right? So I'm like, oh, man. So I run to the bathroom, get one of the little towels in there. I put some water on it. So I'm putting it on his head, and that boy starts shaking. So I'm like, Chris. So he just shaking, stop a little bit. And I'm like, boy, what's up with you? So I'm trying to keep him awake. And then he start. I'm like, oh no. So I done seen enough seizures when I was in the juvenile detention center from these girls that had seizures to know this boy seizing. So I run to the kitchen and he just starts shaking real bad. So I used to see how the nurses inside of the juvenile detention center like prop their head up and everything, and if they trying to swallow their tongue, they put a spoon right there. But he wasn't doing that. He was just shaking, and he started foaming at the mouth. And I'm like wiping his mouth, so I done propped his head up. So I don't know what to do at this point, y'all. I'm looking like, dang, man, I don't know what to do, man. We done broke in a house. I can't go call for help because we going to jail. So I was like being bumpy, man. I had kind of like helped him come back a little bit. And I was like, Lord Jesus, please help us. You help us, man. I won't do this no more. So I done got that boy to get stable a little bit so we can get back in the car. I hit it, man. I took him to Bayfront Hospital. So when we get in the hospital, I'm not thinking. I'm thinking a little bit like, man, should I take him in there? But then again, I'm not caring because, my friend, if I don't get him in here, my friend gonna die. I get him in there. They ask me all these questions about the parents and signing him in, but they rushing him back there. They done rushed him to the back, but they asking me all these questions. I don't know, y'all. They held me hostage. They wouldn't let me go. Then like 3-4 police walked in and they crowded me and they started questioning me. I didn't know. I really didn't know what was going on. I just know I picked this boy up from 9th Street. So the police detained me. They put me in cuffs. They put me in the police car. They took me down to the station, and while they was taking me to the station, they was questioning me by tell us what went on, this, that, and that. Well, they know what I didn't know, that Chris had almost overdosed. He was seizing because he was close to overdosing. I didn't know that the man that Chris was up there on the corner with had given him cocaine. Chris had never did cocaine before. Neither one of us had done drugs. We don't do drugs. We don't drink. We don't smoke weed. We don't do alcohol. That's not our thing. We just steal cars and break in houses. So the man had done introduced that boy to cocaine. I didn't know it. So the police, he started like lecturing me like this could be very dangerous. Your friend can lose his life. We need to know where you guys get the cocaine from, who gave him the cocaine. And then it hit me, bam. And it registered to me, oh, that man done gave him that. Introduced Chris trying to be cool and then sat there and let the man give him cocaine. Now he done snorted that mess and almost lost his life. So I'm sitting there like, I don't know, man. He was like, so where were you guys coming from? How did you get to the hospital? Because they don't know I drove a stolen car. I parked the car and, I got the wheelchair and I ran that boy in there. When I got him in there, they put him on the bed and rushed him back. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. They detained me for 3 days, and then they called my name and they released me. So as soon as they released me, I went to the program because I still had to check in that program, and I was like, man, wait, Chris. So they was giving me the update on it, like the boy had kind of overdosed. But anyway, he was home. They had to let him go home and everything, but he wasn't at the program that day. But his counselor was telling me that he was all right and this, that, and the other. But Chris wind up telling on the boy that did give him the cocaine. That's how I got released. He said, nah, it wasn't her. She didn't give it to me, but he told on the guy. And then when I did see Chris again, Chris said, and I asked him about it, he said that he didn't know that the guy was giving him drugs. He's like, man, you know I be trying to be cool, bro. I didn't know what he was giving me. I say, so what did you do? He say he had me snorted, and he say he had smoked something that was rolled up like a joint. That's what happened, and he did tell on the boy, and they did arrest that boy. So that boy went to jail. I don't know what they charged him with, but he did go to jail. Man, I just want to say thank God that boy ain't lose his life on my watch at that, because I'm the one ran him in there. But also, I just wanted to say, I'm glad that boy ain't tell that we was breaking in the house at the time and came in a stolen car. I don't know if he was competent enough to even remember that or think like that, but I'm glad he wasn't, because Chris be running his mouth. He got diarrhea because his dad is the detective of St. Pete Police Department, so Chris be running his mouth, man. So anyway, I'm just glad that God worked that out. You feel what I'm saying? That boy didn't lose his life, because, man, listen, that boy could have lost his life. I'm glad that I was not the selfish type of person that just run off, get scared, and leave the boy. But instead, I went ahead on and risked my freedom, risked my life to get him to the hospital, because I knew within my heart that I was taking a chance and I can get roped off for taking him in there. I seen enough of that on the TV. You know, I just thank God it all worked out. I got released. So, yeah, man, your boy was seizing and going into a seizure while we breaking into a house, man. That's crazy. You know, I don't care what it is that you out there doing. You could be wrong. You could be doing wrong. But I'm saying God is a just God. He reign on the just and the unjust. He make the sun to shine on the evil and on the good. God love you. And I love you too. But God love you more, man. Just know that he'll never leave you. He'll never forsake you. And man, listen, we serve a mighty God, a powerful God. And I know some of you may be out there thinking that God ain't got your back, but I want you to know that he's working it out for you. He causing all things to work together for the good of you that love him and is called according to his purpose. So I just want you to know that no matter what it is you going through, maybe it's a hard time right now, but God got you. I'm telling you, he's a sovereign God, and he's at the end of it all. One day you're going to look back over your life and say, I remember I had to go through this hard time. I had to go through this tough time, but look where I'm at now. Look at me now. Come on, destiny has prevailed. Y'all be blessed now, you hear?